This is the model of knee joint. Above, this is the two femoral condyle, and one is the below. Above there is femoral condyle having the femoral articular surface, and this is tibia and having the these two articular surface, and this one is fibula. This is of right knee joint. Knee joint is a hinge variety of joint, and it is compound as well as complex type of joint. How it is compound? Because there is more than two articular surface. One articular surface presenting joint is in between the femur and the tibia, and another opposing articular surface in between the patella and the femoral condyle. The anterior aspect is articulating with the patella, whereas the inferior aspect is articulating with the superior articular surface of the tibia. So there are more than two articular surface. So this is a compound variety of joint. And why it is complex? Because in one joint there are two joints, subjoint. One is femoropatellar joint, another is femorotibial joint. Okay. Now first we will read about the ligaments of the knee joint. Ligaments of the knee joint can be divided into two types, that is extracapsular, that is outside the fibrous capsule, and inside the fibrous capsule, intracapsular. Here it is written the knee joint इंट्राकैप्सुलर एंड द एक्स्ट्रा कैप्सुलर. अगर हम लोग कैप्सूल को एक कीला मान लेते हैं, कीला, तो कीला के अंदर जो बंद है वो तो कहीं आ जा नहीं सकता है, वो सीमेंट की तरह जड़ हो गया है, एक जगह सीमेंट की तरह पड़ा हुआ है. और एक्स्ट्रा कैप्सुलर जो कीले से बाहर निकल गया वो तो सब जगह तैर रहा है, फ्लोट कर रहा है. तो इंट्रा कैप्सुलर का एग्जाम्पल क्या हो गया? सीमेंट, डबल सी, डबल एम and 1T. Cruciate ligament, that is anterior and posterior cruciate ligament. 1C is coronary ligament. M for menisci. Another M is meniscofemoral ligament, and T for transverse knee ligament. Extracapsular, that is float. F for fibular collateral ligament. L for ligamentum patelli. O for oblique popliteal ligament. A for arcuate ligament, and T for tibial collateral ligament. Now first coming to the extracapsular type, the tibial collateral ligament, or it can be said as medial collateral ligament, as this is the right knee joint, and this is the medial side and this is lateral side. This is femur, patella, this is tibia, and this is fibula in the yellow color. Okay. Now tibial collateral ligament or medial collateral ligament, here it is in black color, this one, it arises from the, ये नी जॉइंट ऐसे नहीं रहता है, मैंने इसे कुछ ये ओपन कर दिया है, जॉइंट को ओपन कर दिया है ताकि सब कुछ अच्छे से दिखाई दे. तो tibial collateral ligament, it is from the medial epicondyle. Medial epicondyle से ये tibial collateral ligament चला. Then it divided into the superficial lamina and the deep lamina. This one is superficial lamina and this one is deep lamina. Superficial lamina insert on the lateral surface of the shaft of tibia. Okay. शाफ्ट के लैटरल सरफेस पे ये जाके इंसर्ट होता है, टिबियल कोलैटरल लिगामेंट का सुपरफिशियल लैमिना. एंड डीप लैमिना, दिस वन इज डीप लैमिना. डीप लैमिना अगेन डिवाइडेड इनटू टू पार्ट in black color, this one, two part. One is on the, this is in brown color, this is articular surface. and this is blue color, this is menisci. So one lamina, again ये सुपरफिशियल लैमिना हो गया और ये डीप लैमिना फिर दो में बढ़ गया है, जिसमें से एक जो है वो पोस्टीरियर एस्पेक्ट ऑफ द आर्टिकुलर सरफेस, मीडियल आर्टिकुलर सरफेस। ये मीडियल कॉन्डाइल का आर्टिकुलर सरफेस है, ये लैटरल कॉन्डाइल का, टिबिया के मीडियल एंड लैटरल। तो द one lamina of the deep lamina, okay, it insert over the posterior aspect of the articular surface of tibial condyle, medial tibial condyle, and another one is going attached with a fibrous capsule. ये fibrous capsule में जाके attach हो रहा है, ठीक है। And in between the superficial, this one is superficial lamina which is going on the lateral surface of the tibial condyle. तो इन दोनों के बीच से ये कौन जा रहा है, ये मसल, दिस मसल is going, this is semimembranosus, this one is semimembranosus, which arises from the ischial tuberosity, and now it is inserting on the posterior aspect of the medial condyle of tibia. On the posterior aspect there is a sulcus here and on which it is inserting. तो लेकिन ये कैसे घुस रहा है, ये सुपरफिशियल एंड द डीप लैमिना ऑफ टिबियल कोलैटरल लिगामेंट, उन दोनों के बीच से घुस रहा है, और ऑन द पोस्टीरियर एस्पेक्ट ऑफ द मीडियल टिबियल कॉन्डाइल देयर इज ए सल्कस वेयर इट इज इंसर्टिंग, एंड अलॉन्ग विथ इट दिस वन इज मीडियल, ये मीडियल साइड है ना, इसलिए मीडियल जेनिकुलर वेसल्स एंड नर्व, ये आर्टरी हो गई, ये वेन हो गया, रेड कलर आर्टरी, this blue vein, and green color, this is nerve. So medial genicular vessels and nerve is also going along with the semimembranosus muscle and tendon, okay. And this tibial collateral ligament, this is supposed to be degenerated tendon of the lower part of the adductor magnus muscle, okay. Now coming to the, तो ये जो डीप लैमिना है ये फाइब्रस कैप्सूल से भी अटैच है, और एक लैमिना आके ये मीडियल मेनिस्कस से भी अटैच है. दिस इज़ द रीज़न वाई मीडियल मेनिस्कस इज़ मोर प्रोन फॉर द इंजुरी, एज this attachment, this type of attachment give fixity to the medial meniscus. That's why medial meniscus is more prone for the injury. Now coming to the fibular collateral ligament. In this black color, this fibular collateral ligament, it arises from the lateral epicondyle, and now it is inserting over the head of fibula. ये head of fibula पे जाके insert हो रहा है, ठीक है. And this is supposed to be the, and fibular collateral ligament is supposed to be the degenerated tendon of upper part of peroneus longus muscle, okay. So this is fibular or lateral collateral ligament. In between the fibular collateral ligament and the lateral aspect of the femoral condyle, there is tendon of popliteus is passing from here, okay. It is originating here, tendon of popliteus, and going to insert over the popliteal surface of the tibia, okay. This is tendon of popliteus, and here it is in the form of muscle, popliteus muscle, on the popliteal surface of the tibia. Along with the tendon of popliteus, this is lateral genicular vessels of nerve. This is medial genicular vessels of nerve along with the semimembranosus muscle on the medial side, and on the lateral side this is tendon of popliteus, which carry the lateral genicular vessels and nerve along with it. Okay, and this tendon of popliteus separate this black one, fibular collateral ligament, with the lateral meniscus and the fibrous capsule. And this fibular collateral ligament is the reason for the bifurcation of tendon of biceps femoris into two parts. Biceps femoris, which takes its origin from the ischial tuberosity as a common tendinous origin along with the semitendinosus muscle, and here on the lateral surface of head of fibula it is inserting, but at the site of insertion it becomes two in number. It bifurcate due to the presence of fibular collateral ligament in between, and one lamina is going on the lateral aspect of the tibial condyle, and one lamina is going on the lateral side of the head of fibula. Okay, so this is about the tibial collateral ligament, and this one is the fibular collateral ligament. In orange color, this is oblique popliteal ligament. Oblique popliteal ligament is nothing but the extension of semimembranosus muscle and tendon. Here is the main insertion point of the semimembranosus, that is the sulcus over the posterior aspect of medial condyle of tibia, and this is the main insertion. Another one as in the form of oblique popliteal ligament, where finally it is going to insert over the popliteal surface of the femoral condyle, popliteal surface on the posterior aspect. Okay, the third one is intermingles with the fascia of back of leg, and fourth one, some of the fiber of semimembranosus intermingle with the deep lamina of tibial collateral ligament. Okay, so one extension is oblique popliteal ligament, which forms the floor of the popliteal fossa, and in the middle it is perforated by middle genicular vessels and nerve. This is middle, not medial, middle genicular vessels and nerve. Now this one is the arcuate ligament or Y ligament. The stem of Y, main stem of Y, is attached to the head of fibula. Where is the one oblique limb? This one is going to the intercondylar area, posterior end. Okay, posterior end of the intercondylar area, in between the two articular surface, and one limb is going to the just below and deep to the fibular collateral ligament on the lateral aspect of the lateral femoral condyle, or you can say just below the lateral epicondyle. Now last extracapsular ligament is ligamentum patelli. This is ligamentum patelli, which starts from the inner aspect of the lower part of the patella and inserting over the external aspect. This is the tibial tuberosity, the upper smooth part of the tibial tuberosity. Okay, this is ligamentum patelli. Now coming to intracapsular ligament. First one is the cruciate ligament, anterior and posterior. This cruciate means cross-like. It looks like axe, that is cross. The name is according to its position over the tibia, that this one is the anterior cruciate ligament, even though it is going on the posterior aspect on the femur, but it is anterior cruciate ligament, and that one is posterior cruciate ligament, which is on the posterior aspect of the tibia. Anterior cruciate ligament, it starts from the, this is the lateral condyle of tibia. So it starts from the AL on the, always remember AL, that is the anterior cruciate ligament, is going to the lateral condyle of femur, and posterior cruciate ligament is going to the medial condyle of femur. Okay. So anterior cruciate ligament, it starts from the lateral surface of the medial condyle of tibia, the intercondylar area, but towards the medial condyle side. Okay, and then it is going to the posterior aspect on the medial surface of the lateral condyle of femur. Where is the posterior cruciate ligament? It starts from the intercondylar area, the posterior most position, and it is coming to the lateral surface of medial condyle of femur. Okay, and the position in the intercondylar area is mal LMP. That is, first there is anterior horn of the medial meniscus, then anterior cruciate ligament, then anterior horn of the lateral meniscus, mal, then LMP. That is the, then comes posterior horn of the lateral meniscus, then posterior horn of the medial meniscus, and at the posterior most position, this is the posterior cruciate ligament. So mal LMP, the arrangement of ligaments in the intercondylar area. Okay. Now anterior cruciate ligament, it helps in the extension of the knee joint. Not helps, it taught in the extension of the knee joint, and help in the help in going upstairs. Whereas this one is posterior cruciate ligament, it taught in the flexion of knee joint, and it help in the going coming downstairs. Okay, posterior cruciate ligament. And anterior cruciate ligament, it prevents the anterior dislocation of tibia over the femur, or in another way we can say the anterior cruciate ligament prevent the posterior dislocation of femur over the tibia, whereas the posterior cruciate ligament, it prevent the posterior dislocation of tibia over the femur, or in another way we can say posterior cruciate ligament prevents the anterior dislocation of femur over the tibia. So this is about the anterior and the posterior cruciate ligament. One thing more about the anterior and the posterior cruciate ligament, that it is completely taut during the medial rotation, whereas it unwinds during the lateral rotation. So medial rotation is only 10 degree, whereas the lateral rotation is 60 degree. Okay. Now this is about the menisci. Now coming to the anterior and the posterior cruciate ligament. Now coming to menisci. This is lateral meniscus and this is medial meniscus. Lateral meniscus, it is more fixed due to the tibial collateral ligament, as the deep lamina is attached to the medial meniscus, whereas the lateral meniscus is more mobile because fibular collateral ligament is not attached there. Okay. Now the medial meniscus, M for medial, M for mega, it is large in size, whereas in blue color this lateral meniscus and this is medial meniscus in blue color, and lateral meniscus it is small in size. The gap in between the anterior and posterior horn of the medial meniscus is wide, whereas the gap in between the anterior and the posterior horn of the lateral meniscus is small. Okay. Now the inner aspect of the both of these menisci, lateral and the medial, the inner aspect is thin, whereas the outer aspect it is thick, and the outer aspect is supplied by the capillaries, nearby, whereas the inner aspect, both of these menisci, the inner aspect are supplied by the diffusion process by the synovial fluid. Okay. And due to its fixity, medial meniscus is more prone to the injury compared to the lateral meniscus. Now coming to come to coronary ligament. This in white color, this is coronary ligament. In the medial side, this coronary ligament attaches the medial menisci with the articular surface, where in the lateral side, lateral coronary ligament is only on the anterior aspect, but in the medial side, the coronary ligament is around the whole of the periphery of the medial meniscus. Okay. Now, and this is also the reason for its fixity, the medial side. Now coming to meniscofemoral ligament. Meniscofemoral ligament, it starts from, these are two in number, it starts from the posterior horn of the lateral meniscus, and its name is according to its position, final position. One is going to attach on the anterior aspect of the posterior cruciate ligament. This is anterior cruciate ligament, this one, and that is posterior cruciate ligament. This meniscofemoral ligament in black in color, it is anterior, so anterior meniscofemoral ligament, and this is posterior, so this is posterior meniscofemoral ligament. Okay. Now the last one is transverse knee ligament. This is transverse knee ligament in orange color, which connects the anterior horn of lateral meniscus and the medial meniscus. Sorry, this one is lateral meniscus, so lateral meniscus and the medial meniscus. This is fluid filled double layer synovial sac which lines the inner aspect of the fibrous capsule. Inner aspect of the fibrous capsule here, and also the non-articular part of the upper end of the tibia as well as the non-articular part of the upper end of the femur, as well as the inner aspect of the patella, and also the inner aspect of the medial and the lateral patellar retinaculum. One thing very interesting that that there is infrapatellar pad of fat here at this region below the patella, infrapatellar, as I am showing in, जैसे मैंने नी जॉइंट को पूरा खोल दिया है, ये तो एक दूसरे को अपोज कर रहा है, दोनों आर्टिकुलर सरफेस एक साथ सटे हुए हैं, तो इंफ्रा पटेलर पैड ऑफ फैट यहाँ पे है, इंफ्रा पटेला के जस्ट नीचे, जो पटेला यहाँ पे आ जाएगा यहाँ पे, तो इंफ्रा पटेलर पैड ऑफ फैट, तो साइनोवियल मेम्ब्रेन जो है इंफ्रा पटेलर पैड ऑफ फैट के अराउंड एक फोल्ड इधर से साइनोवियल मेम्ब्रेन का सैक आता है और एक तरफ इस तरफ ये इस तरह से घेरा हुआ रहता है. दिस टू फोल्ड्स आर नोन एज एलआर फोल्ड. ओके, एंड देर इज़ वन मोर synovial fold going in between the tendon of popliteus, this one is tendon of popliteus, and the fibular collateral ligament, and this is known as subpopliteal recess. And this synovial membrane also inside the anterior cruciate ligament and the posterior cruciate ligament from the anterior aspect and the lateral aspect, but not from the posterior aspect. The same as with the posterior cruciate ligament, only the anterior and the lateral aspect, but not from the posterior aspect. This is about the synovial membrane, and external to that there is fibrous capsule around whole of the articular surface. Along the articular margin external to the synovial membrane there is fibrous capsule of the knee joint.